pregnancy or pleasure or prosperity. This card could have many other meanings depending on the reading. Now, if an Empress comes up, it also could imply finding business opportunity which is connected to glamour, to entertainment. So when I'm doing a reading for you, I may just pick up 20% of the meaning from that card. The rest of the 80% of that meaning, the remaining 80%, either I do not know, or part of it is dormant in my mind, but I've not used it when I'm doing a reading for you. So eventually the 20% which I impart to the client, okay, it's not necessary that is always going to be actually applicable to his or her life. So even though the cards are right, but just because the information was not imparted the way it should have been, the reading becomes inaccurate. So at no point in time can you blame the cards. If the reading is inaccurate or it doesn't work the way it is expected, it's the fault of the reader, not anyone else's fault. See, like any human being, I as a reader also come with my own share of flaws. If the reading is low on accuracy, it is entirely my fault, just the way I've mentioned, and it has nothing to do with the cards. But how do these cards work really? I mean, how do they actually work? To read the cards or to find answers to a particular question, spreads come into picture. A spread enables the number of cards you draw in a reading, their position, meaning and relevance. There are many spreads which one can make use of. Each spread has got its own use, relevance and importance. However, I personally or professionally have followed the Celtic Cross spread, because that's one spread which gives a lot of background information, and since I mostly do blind readings, because that's something that I'm comfortable doing and that's something I really prefer doing. So with blind readings, a Celtic Cross spread is something that gives you a huge amount of information, and each of that information is like a piece of puzzle which could be used by the client in his or her life, in his or her problems or the situations they come across. Now this spread comprises of 10 cards, that's the Celtic Cross spread, and we lay down the cards as per the spread. We search for answers for the respective questions by checking every card, the position of the card, whether it is upright, whether it is reversed, and where exactly the card is with respect to the spread position, and what the timeline says. I mean, what is going to happen in the coming 6 months, the phase from 6 months to 10 months, and the phase in the coming 12 months. Let me also clarify that when it comes to tarot readings, the present is far more important than your past or future. Your present is the transition between your past and your future. If you are in a stage in life where you want to know where you stand right now, see, with a mind that is receptive and without any expectations, see, you need to understand one thing. If you're approaching a reader, you need to have a very receptive mind. You need to be open to things which are unexpected, even if they are negative. And you need to be someone who goes with a blank mind, because the moment you keep expectations, you're restricting your own ability to absorb the reading. Because see, what happens is with most of us, even if I have to approach a reader for anything concerning my life, and if I go with a rigid mind, a fixed mindset, I want to know this and this, but that's not always possible. I may find an answer that's not even there on my mind at that point in time, but that answer could be useful to me. What is important is to accept the information that comes